This is a Sports Catastrophe production.
Hey there, Heather, ho there. It's Jeff Cutter welcoming you to another Sports Catastrophe on this day. And on this day, July the 13th, in the year 1999, 25 years ago, when this is being taped, the fact is that Major League Baseball had one of the most powerful All-Star games of all time. Sure, the score was low, 4-1 for the American League. However, it was not on the field that was the big thing. It was off the field, in a sense. So Fenway Park was chosen to host the All-Star game. And there were actually rumors that there would be a brand new Fenway Park built across the way to house the Red Sox. After all, Fenway Park was falling apart a little bit. I mean, the stadium had been in existence since 1912. Well, still is now, but like at the time. There were rumors circulating that Detroit might have had a chance to host the All-Star game at Tiger Stadium for the last time before that stadium turned down in 1999. And there were rumors that Milwaukee was going to get the All-Star game, but because it moved to the National League, they needed an American League team. Of course, this game would be really known for the pregame ceremonies. The All Century team was named, and there would be a legendary Red Sox icon and all that. So that was what happened and all that. So the pregame ceremonies were humongous and all that. Major League Baseball announced that they would have the All Century team, sponsored by, Century 21, the real estate thing with the name in there. But anyway, it was by popular vote of the fans. A panel of experts compiled the 100 greatest MLB players of the 20th century in their point of view, and 2 million fans would vote for them. The top 2 vote getters from each position, except outfielders, which was 9, and the top 6 pitchers were placed on the team. And then a panel would actually add 5 legends to create a 30-man team. So the panel actually made Warren Spahn, Christy Mathewson, Lefty Grove, the added pitchers. Honus Wagner, who was 4th among shortstops, and Sam Musial, 11th voting among outfielders, were given the chance to make the 30-man team. The nominees for the All-Century team would be presented at the Fenway Park All-Star Game. But before Game 2 of the 99 World Series, the members of the All-Century team were revealed. So, anyway, that's what happened. So they would give the nominees for the 100 men for the all-time team before, and then before Game 2 of the World Series, they would host the matchup and all that. So anyway, they named their team. The catchers were Johnny Bench and Yogi Berra. The first baseman were Lou Gehrig and Mark McGwire. Of course, this was 1999 before everything came out. Second base was Jackie Robinson and Rogers Hornsby. Third base, Mike Schmidt and Brooks Robinson. Shortstop, Cal Ripken, Ernie Banks, and then Honus Wagner was added in. Outfielders were Babe Ruth, Hank Aaron, Ted Williams, Willie Mays, Joe DiMaggio, Mickey Mantle, Ty Cobb, Ken Griffey, Pete Rose, and Stan the Man Musial. While the pitchers were Nolan Ryan, Sandy Koufax, Cy Young, Roger Clemens, before everything came about, Bob Gibson, Walter Johnson, Warren Spahn, Christy Mathewson, and Lefty Grove. Of course, that was the 30-man roster for the All-Century team before Game 2 of the World Series, in which Pete Rose was there. But there was controversy because of him being banned from baseball, all that. NBC Sports' Jim Gray would actually question Rose about his refusal to admit on gambling and some said it was good journalism, but it was an inappropriate setting for Gray's persistence. Gray would apologize a few days later and would get spurned by Chad Curtis of the Yankees after he had a game-winning home run in Game 3 of the World Series against the Braves. Chad Curtis says, because of what happened with Pete, we're not going to talk to the media. But one thing's for sure, that home run was for you, Grandma. Pete Rose would take 4 years to admit to betting on gambling. So the 100 players would be there. And then Ted Williams would be allowed to throw out the final pitch, the first pitch of the game, and all that. The Moffats would sing "Oh Canada," and Boston native Donna Summer, didn't know she was from Boston, sang the Star Spangled Banner. So anyway, Ted Williams threw out the first pitch. Everyone gathered around him on both teams because, he's the greatest living hitter, or the greatest hitter of all time, they said. So anyway, that's what happened. So the game would move on and all that. So the players who got to play in this famous All-Star game for the National League, the starters were Mike Piazza of the Mets, Mark McGwire of the Cardinals, Jay Bell of the Diamondbacks, Matt Williams from the Diamondbacks, Barry Larkin from the Reds, Tony Gwynn of the Padres, Slam and Sammy Sosa of the Cubs, Larry Walker of the Rockies, and Jeff Bagwell of the Astros. Tony Gwynn could not compete, so he was left off, and Brian Jordan was added in. National League pitchers were Andy Ashby of the Padres, Ken Bonfield of the Cardinals, Paul Byrd of the Phillies, Mike Hampton of the Astros, Trevor Hoffman of the Padres, Randy Johnson of the D-backs, Jose Lima of the Astros, Kevin Millwood of the Braves, Rob Nen of the Giants, Kurt Schilling of the Phillies, Billy Wagner of the Astros, and Scott Williamson of the Reds. The reserves were Mike Lieberfeld of Philly, Dave Nielsen from Milwaukee, Sean Casey from Cincy, Jeff Kent from San Fran, Alex Gonzalez, the Latino Alex Gonzalez from the Marlins, Ed Sprague from the Pirates, Jeremy Burnett of the Brewers, Louis Gonzalez of the Diamondbacks, Vladdy Guerrero of the Expos, Brian Jordan of the Braves, and Gary Sheffield of the Dodgers. For the American League, the starters were Pudge Rodriguez from the Rangers, Jim Thome of Cleveland, Robert Alomar of Cleveland, Cal Ripken from Baltimore, Nolan Marcos Rivera of Boston, Ken Griffey Jr. of Seattle, Kenny Lofton Cleveland, Man Ram Cleveland, and Jose Canseco of the Rays. Pitchers David Cone of the Yankees, Roberto Hernandez of the D-Rays, Pedro from Boston, Mike Mussina from Baltimore, Charles Nagy from Cleveland, Troy Percival from Anaheim, Mo Rivera from New York, Jose Rosado, Kansas City, John Wetland, Texas, and Jeff Zimmerman, Canadian, Texas. The reserves, Brad Ausmus from Detroit, Ron Coomer of Minnesota, Jose Offerman, Boston, Tony Fernandez, Toronto, Derek Jeter of the Yankees, Omar Vizquel of Cleveland, Sean Green of the Jays, Miguel Ordonez of the White Sox, BJ Surhoff of Baltimore, Bernie Williams of the Yankees, Harold Baines from Baltimore, John Jaha from Oakland, and Ralphie Palmeiro from Texas. This was actually the last All-Star game that umpires were from separate leagues. Major League Baseball decided to unify the umpire staff under its control, all that. So the American League won 4-1. It was a great game by the American League. However, it was Pedro Martinez who would be the star. He was the starting pitcher in his home ballpark. Well, why not? The first 4 National League batters struck out against Pedro. So Pedro became the first pitcher ever to strike out the side to start the All-Star game. So the 6 batters he did face, he struck out 5, earning him MVP voting. So actually, they changed the rules. Starting with the 99 All-Star game, they would hold the All-Star game either the second or third Tuesday of the month of July. So anyway, that would be huge. If the American League won the All-Star game, and it worked out so well and all that. So Jim Thome hit an RBI single. Cal Ripken Jr. hit an RBI single. And that was a big win for the Red Sox. Well, and for American League and for baseball in general, as Ted Williams, one of his last on the field appearances before his death in 2002. It was just amazing to see the Splendid Splinter in all his splendid glory. Anyhow, I'm Jeff Diamond. I do.